Alright everyone, I'm Robert Gaming and welcome to Airline Empires. So if you don't know what this game is, this is a multiplayer online airline simulator, just like it says right there. And it's fun. You get to run your own airline, basically, and you compete with other real people. And as you can see, the first thing you'll notice, there's a bunch of different worlds. So every one of these is a real person. So this world, there's 86 real people playing that you'll be playing against if you hop in there. There's a lot of worlds, and I'm going to be playing in this world right here, world R5, Realistic 5. Because this is the world that hasn't started yet, which means that I can go in there and I'll have an advantage over other people. Because the sooner you start, generally the better it is, and you'll have a better advantage. But if you're a new player, I'd say you want to go here, you want to go to world S4E. Because look, account must be less than 90 days old to join. So this means that you won't be going up against experienced players, which means it might be easier for you, because if you're playing against experienced players, you're not really going to be able to win, and you might not even be able to use the strategies I'm going to show you effectively. Well, anyways, it's time for me to create my airline. So let's scroll back down here. Here we go. So I'm going to create my airline. I know what I'm going to call it. Duck World. No, that's not how you spell world. Duck World Airways. Why do I keep spelling this wrong? Alright, start the new airline. Alright, so it's going to sign you in. And here's the first screen you will see when you create an airline. Of course, if you're new, please start in World S4E because that's the easiest one. So, you have many choices. So, basically don't choose any of these. Just don't. Generally, only choose one of the first two options because they're the main kinds of aircraft you'll operate in this game. Short-haul, narrow-body aircraft. Now, basically, there's three manufacturers to choose from. Boeing, Airbus, and McDonnell Douglas. And depending on the times, you'll be able to select like 2 out of the 3. So, right now, we have the Boeing 737 and the McDonnell Douglas MD-83. So, I personally am going to go for the 737. And the reason why I'm going to go for that is because the MD-83, this stuff like ends production pretty soon on, and if your stuff ends production, it's pretty hard to get it replaced with newer planes. But when this ends production, I can replace it with the 737-700 when that comes out. And now we have to select a home airport. Now, generally, you can select any airport in the world if you want to, but really, there's not very many airports you should select. Like, for example, LAX is generally not a good place to start because the gate leasing costs are expensive. And you can also notice 144 or 146. There's 146 gates. Usually when you're starting, I suggest an airport with maybe 75 to 100 gates because that means it's about a medium-sized airport and you'll be able to hopefully fit everything in. So if we delete all that, I want to go somewhere in the Midwest. Now, obviously Chicago, if we try that, doesn't want to show up for me, but as you can see, someone's already headquartered there, and this means you'll have competition. Now, competition is basically something you want to avoid for as long as possible. So, if you take a look up at your favorite airport, and suddenly you see HQ of one airline, HQ of 2 airlines, and even worse, hub of an airline, don't start there. You will regret it. That bigger airline will probably just drive you out of the market, and you're back at square one where you started. Your airline doesn't exist. So I still want to start somewhere in the Midwest. So how about Minneapolis? Well, I think I'm happy with starting here. Every gate is available, which means no airline even operates a flight here. So this game world enforces political restrictions. So this means I can only operate flights that begin in the US, because this airline is based in the US. And it means traffic rights. Basically, I'm not able to fly to Cuba or North Korea or anywhere that's banned by the US flights. So, confirm this. Congratulations, here we go. Alright, so the first thing you're going to notice is you start with 7 million, whatever, this number here tends to change. The game is currently paused, but I've just started operations, and you can see several people have started operations before me. That's fine. But the first thing we're going to do is I say go right to airline options, go to branding. You're going to want to register your ITA code. This is just for fun. This has no bearing on anything, but there we go. Right now, you're not going to be able to profit at this stuff. You have to take everything individually here, set to 0, 0, 0, set this all to 0, because we don't need any of these people. And you also want to set each of these to $7 an hour. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. And the reason why I want to set them all to 7 is because $7 an hour is basically minimum wage in this game. And basically what this means is you'll pay them as little as possible, but they'll still work for you. Obviously, they're very angry right now. But as you can see, take a look. I actually still have more mechanics left over, so we're just going to downsize. Lay them off. Because at the beginning, reputation doesn't matter too much. Everyone's going to have an awful reputation. The first thing you'll want to do, you might want to join an alliance, because this is generally just a good idea. But I'm going to create my own alliance, just for fun. Because I feel like if anyone's watching this, maybe they want to join my alliance. Alright, so the first thing we want to do, click right here, order new aircraft. And basically, we want to do this. We want to take a look around. And we want to look for the same family. So I got the 737, so let's look around for that. And look, here it is. All we gotta do, press that lease button. Obviously, we don't have enough to buy it. And you can see, I have a BB credit rating. I'm allowed to have 70 leases. So, now we're gonna look at the engines. You want to have the lowest fuel flow, which also usually goes for the highest range, too. So, fuel flow 15,200 is the lowest. It's also the cheapest, which is very fortunate, and the highest range, so we're going to select that engine. And now, I don't think we have enough for 2, but we're going to try. Alright, do we have enough for 2? We're so close to forming 2, but fine. We will only get 1. So we're going to negotiate the delivery of 1 on February 5, 1990, in-game, of course. Obviously, that's still not enough, so you also generally want to go for a smaller aircraft, but not too small. And I like the ATRs a lot, so you can feel free to follow my strategy of getting new planes or doing your own strategy, but generally I go for a 737 ATR combo. So, we can go for the cheapest one here, we can go for one that's slightly better with better range, or we could go for this one, which is better but most expensive, or we could go for this one, which is pretty expensive, but, you know. So I think we're going to go for this. This will cost me 2.6, which admittedly isn't leaving me too much, but I feel like I better do it. So let's confirm the lease. Normally I'd go for like the ATR 42s, but I'm happy with the 72s. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is configure these InFlight Services. We're going to click once there. And we're going to create an InFlight Service system. Now this is where you really make the profits. So we're going to get the worst one, and we're going to charge full price for every single one of these. So 1 star, $75. 1 star costs us $10, makes $75. No, that's not what I'm clicking. Same for the snacks, 75 cents, but it'll cost us $15. Step 2. Pillows, blankets, newspapers, comfort kits, blah blah blah. This is the now. As you can see, there's certain things that say cost to buy, passengers keep. If it's free, you get a one-time cost. I always go for the one-time cost just to improve the reputation, but stuff that say passengers will take it home if you make them pay or not, I charge full price for that. So pillows and blankets, I'm going to leave them free, because that's a one-time cost and improves our reputation slightly. But it really does add up. As you can see, this one says, they take them home if you make them pay or not. So what we're going to do, make them as expensive as possible, $10. They take it home, whether you make them pay or not. $30. Passengers will bring them home if paid. They will return them if you're giving them for free. I'm happy with that. Onboard souvenirs, they bring them home no matter the price. So what that means, you gotta do a full 50. I don't do headphones because I don't use audio on demand systems. So We're just gonna go here, and as you can see, look, 2-star rating. I'm happy with this. So let's create the config. So we are now going to go into the configure InFlight Services, and we are going to make sure that this is all set to this. Now, for now, we're not going to do first class, business class. We're only going to do economy class. And this is generally what I do. Later on, you might want to do configurations with that because it can get you money. But I just don't, because that's a bit too complicated for me. It's finally time to open the first route. So, I operate in MSP, Denver. But I don't want the gates to cost too much, because I know modeling an airport where the gates cost a bit more than I would like right now. There is 2,400 demand. Press show aircraft. Alright, so how much could I fill? I think I'm just going to lease the gate. I think we can do this. Let's try starting it out with... No, 35 flight's going to be way under. What am I thinking? Come on, my 35 flight's going to be way under. What am I thinking? Well, I don't know, maybe I'm not thinking. Am I thinking at all? I'm not thinking at all. Alright, whatever, we'll just put the new aircraft on this route when it comes in. So I'm just going to send all the hours on this route. But overall, that's still fine, because we're still making 250,000. And once the new aircraft comes in, we can basically double this and make it better and get more of this demand. And you can actually see, right now, there's 56 people wanting to fly first, 337 flying business, and 2,400 want to fly economy. So this red bar is basically us. Like, I'm the one who's put this in, and I'm filling up this much demand. But if someone else was to come in, they would extend this red bar to fill it maybe up to here. And you get what I mean. So basically, you want to have your red bar represent the most percentage of this. And the real percentage here is this. As you can see, I operate 100% of this route, so I have no competition, so I don't need to worry about people underpricing me or offering better service than me on this route, because I'm the only one here. And here's this. If there was any competition, you could see their flights. You can see my airline, my alliance. The final thing I do want to do is I want to make this a hub. I'm just going to check and make sure I've done everything else. As you can see, we can view our pending deliveries. We have 4 planes on order, 3 ATRs and a 737. And I think that you'll be able to see those in the next episode of mine. The final thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to make my airport a hub. Because making it a hub basically means you can go over demand and still fill it with passengers. And it also allows you to connect with your alliance and boost reputation. Obviously, we're not going to be a bit in the red, but I don't care too much. Rankings, nothing too bad's going on. And now that we've reached the end of this episode, I am going to be doing more episodes. But you can go ahead and join my alliance if you're going to go and be in World R5, the world I'm playing in. Go ahead and join my alliance. I'll accept anyone who asks. Well, that's going to be the end of this video. I have a hub. Everyone's doing alright. I've set everyone to minimum wage. I've angered all of them. My reputation's pretty bad. I'm not going bankrupt. But the world is still paused. So, as you can see, if we exit out of this world, you can still totally join right now. This world starts September 26th of 2020 at 3 UTC. And that's all I have to say for now. I'm going to thank you very much for watching. And I'm going to say goodbye.